What's up, and welcome to another video. Hope your week is going well. So yeah, the box here. What's in the box? Well, yeah, from my friends down at B&H. Yeah, I don't really have any friends there, but cool place, cool company. I'm sure you've heard of B&H. Voila! 3 ND filters. It also came with a little case for them. Today I have 4 ND filters. It is if they're in order. I was just gonna YOLO it and totally yes. They probably are. Nope, they're not. Nope, there's one missing. There's one out of order. I could have just totally just done it, and it would have been really cool if it were in order. But so yeah, as I was trying to do, you got your 1 stop, 2 stop, 3 stop, 10 stop. It's a weird kit. Typically you would get more like a 3 stop, 6 stop, 10 stop, but they don't come with that. Stops are referring to the light, and this is what ND filters do. Essentially, what they are sunglasses for your lens. They reduce light, so you can do a bunch of different things when it comes to photography, videography. You get for videography, it's really important to get your frame rate half of your shutter speed, or your shutter speed double your frame rate, and that gets more smoother motion blur. For photography, doing like long exposures, especially like nature photographers, things like that. I don't know, even at night sometimes it can get really crazy. And once again, you don't want to lower that aperture, or you already have lowered that aperture and you can't get it lower. Long exposure is really cool. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, cool stuff you can do with them, and I'm shocked I haven't gotten them earlier. Slide that open. One of these with them, you get a nice little case that comes with it. You open it up, and you can clearly see, if I put this up to you, it gets significantly darker. And well, at least they passed the first test, they work. Let's do some long exposures with water, see what I can get. Obviously it's my first go, so it won't be too cool. You can search it online anywhere and you'll probably see 10 times cooler photos. Let's just go. All right, I'll see you when we find some cool spots. Let's go. Oh. There you go. Hey. So I don't feel like I'm gonna die. So I don't feel like I'm gonna die. Focus on talking, don't focus on lying. Focus on talking, focus on life. Getting my piece of American pie. Getting my piece of American. Look at that girl in the stare in the eyes. Yeah. I can't tell you what the money feels. All right. Location number 1 is in this forest. Yeah, I was kind of expecting a little bit more light. I don't think it'll get much better. It's a heavily forested area. There's definitely some patches of light that we can see over there. You can definitely see how there's a little bit of light coming through there. We can definitely work with this. Squeeze in through. So yeah, so far, this first location looks pretty good. Some good movement in the water. So let's see, I'm not sure if I'll need the filter here. Obviously we'll want like 4 seconds, but put the aperture down. No, alright, yeah, still definitely need that filter. Here, even in this situation, you see how dark it is, and there's not much light coming through, and even still here, like you need those filters. All right, so I think I'm gonna grab, I don't know, I think ND3 would be good. Obviously we'll just screw that on. Yeah, make sure it doesn't go off. Why is it focusing down there? That's so weird. Like, focus here. There we go. Yep. As you can see, now our image is a lot better exposed. And even, yeah. So bam, and we'll see how it comes out. Let's go. It's a beautiful morning. Really, it's nice weather. I mean, it's a little bit hot, especially as the day progresses. But there's nothing like getting out early, enjoying the nature. I mean, it's so peaceful. All the birds and all the other nature. It's just, it's good to get out in the morning. A couple of things. So before we kick up the drone, I was planning to do some more long exposures, but the river's down that way, and I don't want to walk all the way through this. So, I kind of forgot about that. Like I said, it's a lot different here in summer. Forgot about all this tall grass. Although, I mean, this tall grass is beautiful. Look at this, like, line. That is, I need to, like, do a photo shoot with someone here. Like, that's gorgeous. These lines and just really draw your eye out. Otherwise, to kick up the drone though, I think we can still use some of these lines. I can fly over the river, but I'm not gonna do a long exposure. But let's get it out. So good news, beautiful location, beautiful light. I'm kind of sad that I don't have anyone else with me today to model or something, because it's such soft light. It's coming right through, but there's a nice wall of clouds like perfectly diffusing the light. It's like, who needs expensive diffuser in the studio when you have like nature's best diffuser right there? So that's good, but I don't have a way to capture it. Bad news is that for some reason my phone decided to I don't remember what, either it's updating or I think it offloaded my DJI app. I don't know why the hell it did that, especially considering I just used it last night. So don't know why it undownloaded, but this area has no service, so I can't get it to re-download. So I had to fly blindly, and I couldn't fly that high because I didn't have the phone. So if the shots did seem cool, then that's great. But I had no idea about the exposure. I didn't know what I was looking at, so I'm not even sure if I have drone shots in this video. The ND filters definitely came in handy. Great for video, and tons of times all this stuff was overexposed. Well, I'm gonna go and edit those photos, see which ones of the long exposures turned out cool. I didn't take too many, but I also have some other examples. So I'll get you back in the studio, and we'll go over them. But it's just so gorgeous out here. I mean, I'm loving it. I could just sit here, soak up the sun. It's beautiful, beautiful. Great way to start your day. Great way to start your day. All right, let's get out. All right. So, I've taken a look at a lot of the photos. I've edited them. First thing though, shockingly, the drone footage somehow worked. There's a couple problems with it without using my phone. Is that the bigger question was, I didn't know what my exposure looked like. So I was going off the last time I exposed my camera. I look at it in post, and somehow the exposure was like spot on. Like, I don't think I would have exposed it any differently. So I was able to edit it exactly the way I wanted to. And then the second thing, of course, that I couldn't see what the camera was looking at. So I tried to do some pan shots, you'll see, but it's kind of hard to do them. I did a few, and it was not, looking the right direction. So that's why I only had a few clips, but it actually worked, which is good, because otherwise, if I didn't have those footage, I didn't have much B-roll otherwise. But hopefully you're never in that situation. moving on from that, that's the whole point of this video was obviously kind of taking a first look at ND filters for me and just in general their importance. Starting out with the videography part, I found like a lot of the B-roll using the proper shutter speed, it did look a lot better. It's true, the motion blur is a lot more real. It's cinematic. Just cranking that shutter up, it just gets so choppy. It doesn't look as good. And then the second thing is for photos. This isn't as good of an example because I wasn't exploring too far. So for the very first photo, it wasn't really anything that grand. It was pretty lame. I was just trying to get some movement in the water. You can see the cool part of the water, but the photo itself is just kind of boring. There's nothing to look at, just the water. But it just gives you an idea of what that long exposure does. This next photo, though, actually, it's the same part of that river, or brook. So when I walked further downstream actually from that same spot, I actually like that spot a lot better because that gave you somewhere to look. So your eye actually could see the whole kind of stream and you went further into the distance with this photo and you have more to capture. I would have loved a little bit more movement of the water, but you still get the idea. This movement of the long exposure is still really cool. But this last one actually, this was just from a different day. The cool part is that there's actually a lot more movement in the water here, so you kind of get more of that effect and you can see what it really does. The water looks really cool, but you'll notice also it's a little bit blurry because I didn't have a tripod, so this was handheld. Actually, I was resting on a rock. So given that, it was kind of cool, but none of these are like great long exposure water shots, but it gives you a really good idea because you can be really creative with some of these different ND filters and doing long exposures like this. So, you know, when you find yourself in the right situation with cool streams, waterfalls, you can do some pretty dope stuff. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. That'll be it for today. It's me exploring ND filters, and hopefully I'll find some opportunities to actually use them in better situations, get some cooler shots, and I'll probably share them on my adventures there. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!